A few years ago, Golf Genius tried to build their own coaching app. They tried and tried, and ultimately at the end, they weren't as successful as they wanted to be. So they ended up buying the company that I built called CoachNow. To give you a little insider access, they actually tried to buy CoachNow a number of different times over years, and we could never come to a deal. But to their credit, they understood the power and the impact of coaching, which is why they went off and tried to do it themselves. The problem is none of them were coaches, so they couldn't really fully grasp how to do it, which is why they came knocking one more time to the thing that I built, and we struck a deal in 2024 for them to acquire CoachNow. If we go all the way back in time, I want to help you understand the thesis from the beginning. When I built out Edufy, which it was known back in the day, later becoming CoachNow, our goal was to attack the entire instruction economy, because if you look at it, not just in sports, health, wellness, fitness, training schools, basically anything that you learn after leaving your traditional education path, that is the instruction economy. And to me, that is still the biggest and best place to invest your time. But rather than diving into all of that today, I want to help you understand what's going on in golf and what the founders inside of golf are getting wrong more often than not when they look at this big number. And I want to help you understand the number that you should be paying attention to, because that is where the wealth is meant to be built. Since exiting Golf Genius back in the beginning of 2025, I've been working with teams all across sports technology, but specifically in golf. And I can tell you that each and every deck lands on this big total addressable market number, 48 to 50 million golfers and growing. But what they're not fully recognizing is that each one of those people that says they're a golfer is not really contributing to the purchasing power within golf. In fact, that number, while it is growing, also is a major leaking bucket, which is why Golf Genius bought CoachNow to begin with, because they understood that the only way to keep people in golf is to help them improve and build a relationship with the people that are helping them get better at their passion. That is the key to keeping this leaky bucket from falling apart. In fact, the NGF, the National Golf Federation, talks about in 2020, this big golf boom that everybody started to feel. We still lost 5.7 million golfers. So essentially 1 in every 4 golfers actually sticks. And again, are you even a golfer if you play once a year? I would say no. So if you're following along here and I'm saying, well, 1 out of every 4 golfers leaves, and in my opinion, not everybody that says they're a golfer is a golfer, then what is the number that we actually care about? 21% of that big ass number are actually the folks that are driving the purchasing power in golf. They're purchasing 75% of the equipment, and that number has held over the last 25 years. So if you're a founder with one of those decks that says golf is a $100 billion industry and growing, sure, there's some estimates there, but what you're missing is you're counting tee times, real estate, country club memberships, this whole thing, all this money that you actually can't capture as a startup founder. So if you can't capture this kind of overly inflated number that has all these different nodes on it, what can you? Well, if you made it this far, obviously we're talking about the improvement layer of golf. That can be a whole wide range of things, whether it be equipment, and in today's day and age, direct-to-consumer equipment, which is blowing up. You've got instruction, either in-person, remote, or hybrid. You've got pure content. You've got training aids. You've got hardware-enabled technology, and the list goes on and on. It is a sizable chunk of the industry, let's say 10 billion or so. But even if it's smaller than that or slightly bigger, the point is that it's a very attractive place to spend time, because if you buy into that 21% number, what you're going to recognize is that 21%, the people that are out there trying to get better and buy all these clubs and equipment, et cetera, are buying a lot of things, which means you can monetize this particular golfer or this improver many times over. So if we're going to stay on this track of stats, let's talk about the improver, right? Not only are they taking lessons, in my opinion, somebody that's going to be listed as an improver is taking at least a couple lessons a year. They're also the ones, again, buying the equipment, reloading on golf balls. They're buying the different shoes. They're paying attention to anything and everything that's out there in the game improvement space. And they're members at either clubs or semi-private, or at least have some sort of playing package at a facility. They're also the folks that are taking air golf swings in the airport or in the elevator. I am talking about those hardcore golf nerds. These are the folks that, according to the Proponent Group, which is the best kind of trade group for golf instructors, these lesson takers, they spend 75 to 78% more at their facility, and every dollar that they spend, that's $2 across the business. I also want you to understand these aren't just adults. It might start with the junior at the club that's there to get better because they're excited about golf and want to play with their buddies. What else is happening? Well, mom and dad are there hanging out. They're drinking, buying food, and they're taking their son or daughter on the golf course after, in addition to buying clubs, shoes, equipment, and everything else. So if you can tap into the game improvement family, then you've really struck gold because golf is a lifetime sport. And someone like me that's been playing a long time and now bringing my kids in, we're all moving the needle forward. Another important data point here, and this is why, again, I'm so bullish on it, because I've seen it for the last 13 years in the world of CoachNow. We were the ones maintaining the coach and athlete relationship, so I know how powerful that can be and how often a coach is logging in to run their business. A busy coach in the world of CoachNow was logging in for 5 to 6 hours a day in order to maintain these relationships. They're sending messages back and forth with their athletes, and that keeps the whole flywheel going. And I know the folks that are actively engaged in instruction are the ones that continue to go back to the golf course time and time again because they are connected to somebody that cares about them and somebody that's helping them move that passion forward. So if we're talking about a retention metric, instruction, coaching, game improvement is the main one. Across all the conversations I have with those building in the world of golf is the value of an email list. And the reason I think it's important to share that with you now is that head count doesn't equal asset, meaning total participation doesn't mean that it's actually worth investing in. So let's take a look at a list of 100,000 golfers. Now, again, these are people that raised their hand. If someone said, I'm a golfer and they're on that list, I might buy that list off of you for pennies per lead, maybe 10 cents at the most. But if you can show me a list of verified lesson takers, I might pay 100 times X. The reason being is, again, is because I know that lesson taker, if I can get them into my portfolio of golf products, they're going to buy not one, but not two, maybe 20, 30, 40 golf products in their lifetime if I can keep giving them new things. That is the beauty about the improver. You're not asking them to show up to the round each and every time or sell them one thing one time. Because they're constantly nerding out and want to get better, they will basically take anything you can give them, especially if it has clear, pointed results that are attached to it. Now, with all that said, if you understand the value of somebody that is a lesson taker, it should be very easy to understand the investment thesis behind this particular part of the golf economy. You see, I still think there's a massive opportunity. I still think investors are sleeping on this, which is why I launched Scale Golf, because I know if I can work with the right founders, help them with distribution, then this is a complete blue ocean still. People are missing it. So let's talk about the people that are paying attention and signaling that things are shifting, which is good, but it still means challenge and opportunity. Bryson DeChambeau led a group that purchased Sportsbox AI. CoachNow obviously sold. Golf Genius is rolling up some other improvement products as well. Great signals of strategic money being put in. And even Goldman Sachs is telling that golf is the place to be. But again, still too vague. The improvement layer is still that money spot to be paying attention to, which is why I'm so bullish on it. Again, Goldman Sachs and others that are investing are looking at golf in totality, like Golf Light, Agronomy, Tee Times, et cetera. Those are good businesses for sure. But again, it makes it harder to monetize one particular customer many times over, which is why, again, I believe the improvement layer is the place to be. So if you're building in golf or thinking about it, you've got a big choice to make. Are you going to go after that big ass number up here that's slightly vague still because, again, who is a real golfer? Or are you going to niche down to the people that are actually driving the purchasing power in this economy and are way easier to find because they are looking? They're looking for any and every tip that they can get. They're hungry, they're bored, they're excited. And if you can get in front of them with a great offer, your chances to close them are far better than somebody that's looking just for a cheap tee time at the local muni. The golf improvement layer to me is sexy, it's lucrative, it's the best part of the business to be in. So if you're investing or building in the business of lower scores and you've made it this far in the video, you know I feel like you've got it right. And you also know I'm here to help. So if you found this video helpful, what I would encourage you to do is head over to scale.golf and join our newsletter. That is the best way to stay up to date with what we're doing. Of course, you can like and subscribe here on the channel. Drop some comments down below if you need some help. Our goal is to help you build your business better and faster than we did. And along the way, we're going to be releasing some new programs and opportunities to get engaged with not only us, but other people in our partner network. So again, head over to scale.golf, join our newsletter, and we will see you on the other side. Thanks.